This chart is created for the senior management team. Their focus is more on the big picture, such as the full-year sales commitment. This chart visualizes the sales progress against the full-year target throughout the quarters so they can provide the necessary sales update to their regional boss. For example, in quarter 1, we achieved 2.81 million, reaching 29.2% of the full-year target of 9.62 million. In quarter 2, our cumulative achievement was 5.6 million, 58.4% of the target. In quarter 3, we had reached 8.34 million or 86.7%. Assuming we are now at the beginning of quarter 4, then we know we need an additional 1.28 million to meet the full-year target. The journey to achieve full-year sales target is clearly visualized. This chart is created for sales manager or brand manager. Their focus is more on the quarterly performance. If we select only quarter 3, it visualizes the quarter 3 sales performance, where we achieved 2.72 million, reflecting almost 110% of the sales target. The color is green if the sales target has been met. If we want to view the sales achievement for the second half, just select both quarter 3 and quarter 4, and the color turns red because the achievement is only 61%. Or, if today is still in September, selecting quarter 1 through quarter 3 will show the year-to-date YTD sales performance. I created the business unit filter and product filter to allow granularity for deeper analysis. Very often we need to examine sales performance and conduct analysis by business unit or at the brand level. Sometimes we want to analyze the sales trend, so I created this column chart. Let's include more data. The green bar represents actual sales with sales labels on top. The purple bar shows the sales target, and the orange line indicates sales achievement as a percentage. If you just want to focus on actual sales, we can toggle off the sales target. We can also use the filters to focus on a specific business unit or any brand of interest. For example, with the product Dragon Egg, we can observe that sales have been increasing since Q1 of 2026 but started to plateau in 2028. It is not a good sign, and the sales and marketing team should identify the reason and deliver action plan to drive growth. I designed this dashboard to help stakeholders address most of their business questions by incorporating a variety of KPI metrics, such as year-to-date, running total, quarter-over-quarter growth percent, year-over-year growth percent, same period last year, and contribution percent. Depending on their objectives, users can select the appropriate KPI and time period to extract relevant insights. For example, if I want to understand the sales contribution of products to inform business strategy, first we select all products, then choose the KPI contribution percent, and finally drill up to view the data annually. Then we can see that the product Dragon Egg is becoming increasingly important, contributing a greater percentage of the company's total sales, whereas the product Magic Wand is declining in importance. The next question is whether Magic Wand has seen an absolute decrease in sales compared to previous years, or if it's still growing but not as good as other products. By selecting quarter-over-quarter percent growth and drilling down to a quarterly view, we observe that Magic Wand has experienced 3 consecutive quarters of negative growth since 2028. Its growth rate is the lowest among all 3 products, suggesting that the sales and marketing team should investigate and explain this trend. It is essential for Hong Kong pharmaceutical companies to analyze the sales by channel data because the approach and tactics vary significantly across different sectors. I created this chart to quickly visualize the sales trend by channel. The green bar represents sales in government hospitals, the purple bars represent sales in private clinics, the yellow bars represent sales in private hospitals, the blue bars represent trade, and the orange line shows the quarter-over-quarter growth percent. We know that sales of Magic Wand have been decreasing in 2028, so we want to determine which channel is most affected. To do this, we select only Magic Wand. The graph shows that the decline in sales at private clinics largely accounts for the overall drop. Let's narrow the time period to focus on year 2028. At the bottom, we can select some KPIs for a detailed view. Let's select both the sales actual quarter-over-quarter growth percent at the quarterly level. From the data we understand government hospitals are performing well, with positive growth in quarter-over-quarter in both Q2 and Q3. However, private clinics have experienced 3 consecutive quarters of negative growth. The sales and marketing team responsible for private clinics should share more about the situation so we can develop an action plan to drive growth. This page is designed for sales managers to quickly monitor and track the detailed sales performance of all sales representatives. Metrics such as actual sales, sales achievement, sales targets, and quarter-over-quarter growth percentages are clearly visualized in a matrix format. If quarterly sales achievement is below 100%, it is automatically highlighted in red to catch your attention. Sales achievement percentages can sometimes be misleading, as they may be influenced by unrealistic sales targets or abnormal surges in previous quarter sales. Therefore, it is also useful to track quarter-over-quarter growth percent. I've also added a progress bar to help visualize quarter-over-quarter growth percent. If the growth is negative, the bar appears in red. If positive, it is blue. The bar length correlates with the magnitude of growth. For example, it only takes 1 second to identify that Dobby has the highest quarter-over-quarter growth percent among all sales representatives and all products, as indicated by the longest blue bar. We can also focus on individual products or sales representatives, depending on your business needs. This page is designed for sales managers and sales representatives to analyze territory performance. It helps them identify which accounts are performing well and which ones are underperforming. I created a filter called Performance that allows users to select the top or bottom performing customers. There is also a number of customers filter to adjust the number of accounts displayed. For example, let's select the product Dragon Egg. We can see that sales of Dragon Egg in private clinics are healthy, as the purple bars increase across different quarters. To understand which accounts are contributing to this sales growth, let's look at Q3 of 2028. By clicking on this data point, the table will automatically filter to show related sales by account for this period. Since we selected the top 2 customers, it displays the top 2 accounts with the highest quarter-over-quarter sales growth. In this case, we see 4 customers because 3 of them have the same quarter-over-quarter sales increase of $5,176. My setting is when there is a tie, display them all. We can see that the customer Hello Medical Group achieved the highest sales gain over the quarter, with growth exceeding 300%. The sales team may want to share tips or a success story based on Hello Medical Group's performance. We can adjust the filter, for instance, changing it to show the top 5 customers to view more. Alternatively, if we want to identify which accounts are causing the decline in government hospital sales, we can select the data again, this time choosing the bottom performing accounts and keeping the number of customers to 5. This will show the 5 accounts with the lowest quarter-over-quarter sales growth. Values in parentheses indicate negative value, meaning these customers have lower sales compared to previous quarters. This page helps the sales team quickly identify top and bottom performing accounts compared to the previous quarter. The last page displays the sales history, which is useful for sales representatives when looking up past records. In Hong Kong, customers sometimes don't specify exact quantities for reorders but simply request the same order as last time. This requires an efficient way to check sales history. I created a filter that allows searching by customer name or invoice number. For example, if I want to list records for December Hospital, I simply type the name, and the relevant sales records will be displayed. Alternatively, we can search by invoice number. For instance, invoice A4A4A5788 corresponds to a purchase of 35 Dragon Eggs. Okay, that is the end of this dashboard demonstration. There are many additional functions and features that could be added if more data were available. For example, with market data, we could monitor market share to analyze our product performance against competitors. Or, with customer engagement data, we could correlate sales performance with sales activities to explore ways to optimize activities for growth.